Kimberly?
Well, it's difficult, I think, because people don't want to appear to be trampling on the Muslim community, because the majority of the terrorist acts out there are in the name of Islam, and they are.
But isn't it important to define who you have a war against?
Yeah, it's very important to define who you have a war against, because we need to know our enemy, and our enemy needs to know that we're, all together, and we all know exactly what we're going after. And I think what you're seeing is a lot of political correctness going, back and forth. I reached out to the White House to find out why they decided that they were going to call this, something very, very, violent extremism, and kind of leave religion out of it. Mm-hmm. They didn't get back to me. I reached out to the intelligence community, and they got back saying, no, we call them terrorists. That's exactly what they are, and we address the problem for what it is. So we have a disconnect between intelligence and the White House. And so I think that we're seeing a muddled message coming out. You're seeing, I also reached out to, Muslim organizations to find out where they fell on this. Were they really thinking that this was a problem within their religion? And it was like a 50-50 split. You had some saying, well, this has nothing to do with Islam. They definitely aren't part of our religion. And others saying, well, absolutely, they are part of the religion, and we need to let them know that this is not the way we actually conduct ourselves in a modern society. Susanna, I think that you've done stories on the honor killings, mm-hmm. and we've seen that in this country as well. And in honor killings,
part of a culture, part of a religion.
Really, and part of the religious tenets of it, as well as that they have their own laws, and they punish people for that reason. But the UN this year came out and said there's more than 5,000 honor killings around the world every year. While roughly 70% take place in the Muslim world, roughly 30 take place in the West. That's a significant number of these people who are living under this religious dictate, and you're not seeing as many people jumping up and saying, hey, we need to combat this, and let people know that it's not okay in modern society to do this. In fact, I think really one of the only leaders in the Middle East that has said something is Egypt's president, El-Sisi, and he's actually gone forward and said, this is a problem within our religion, and we need a revolution within the Muslim religion to take place.
And it's not to say everybody is bad. There's just some extreme groups who are creating these attacks and who are, basically the bad apple.
Yes, and just think there's more than 1 billion Muslims around the world. So even if they say the number's 5% or 10%, that's a significant number, and something that should be held accountable within the Muslim religion, and they need to actively go out and say, this isn't it. This is not the way we conduct ourselves. So.
Kimberly DeRock, as always, thanks for being here.